We're here to announce a lawsuit we're filing against the United States Department of Homeland Security to end the unlawful, unprecedented surge of the federal law enforcement agents into Minnesota, because this has to stop.
Minnesota AG Keith Ellison announcing a suit against the administration over the surge of federal agents and what they are doing on the ground in Minnesota. Now, as of yesterday, there were reportedly 2,400 federal agents in Minnesota. Now we're told that hundreds more are on the way. Why? I don't understand it. And I want to know how things get better and if there's any openness to anything that's being done now being done differently. So joining me now is DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. It's good to have you. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, Chris. Thank you for having me.
So, Trish, my fear is obvious, that it's too hot. You don't have the local cops to protect the perimeter and be the interface so that the feds can operate. Why put more boots on the ground unless you just want to ask for more trouble?
No, I'm so glad you asked this question, and I think it's such an important question for Americans to get the answer to. So what's happening with Minneapolis and the state of Minnesota is it is a sanctuary city. So DHS law enforcement, we're not allowed to engage with their local law enforcement. We're not allowed in their jails, and local law enforcement are not allowed to respond to backup to our officers. So what we've been seeing is a highly coordinated campaign of violence against our law enforcement officers. Just last week alone, there were 10 vehicle rammings. That's a deadly weapon used against our law enforcement. We've seen a 1,000% increase in assaults against them. So, Chris, why it's really important that we surge law enforcement is so that our law enforcement officers are still able to conduct their operations. They're still able to go after these criminal illegal aliens and get them off of the streets. But in order to do so, they need to be able to conduct their operations in a safe way, safe for the law enforcement officers themselves, safe for the public, and safe for the protesters as well. So what we've been doing is bringing these law enforcement officers to protect these law enforcement as they're conducting their operations. That's the reason for the surge. But, Chris, if I may, I want to back up and say, why are we in Minneapolis to begin with? It's because we've seen through our Homeland Security investigations rampant fraud. We've seen rampant criminal illegal alien activity. We've arrested more than 2,000 criminal illegal aliens in the last just 5 weeks alone in Minneapolis. When Secretary Noem was there just last week, we arrested a murderer from Ecuador, multiple child pedophiles, a kidnapper, someone who was a perpetuator of domestic violence. These are the people we're going after, Chris.
Well, listen, nobody's going to argue with you for going after people like that. A small argument on that point is to show the data, Trish. I've said the same thing to Tom Homan and everybody else. You got to put data out. I understand his concern that people are going to cherry pick it. They're going to cherry pick it even more in a vacuum. So I would put out the data if these are the kinds of people you're catching, because I haven't seen it. Second, why don't you do what Minnesota and Illinois just did, Trish? But hold on, just tap it on. Say what you want, obviously, but answer this also. Why don't you sue the sanctuary cities the way Illinois and Minnesota are suing the administration? Why don't you sue them and figure out who gets to do what and how, instead of doing it this way, which seems to add to the chaos?
Well, Chris, we're following the laws on the books, and DHS, ICE, and CBP are law enforcement agencies, and we have the authority to be making these arrests and be making these removals. But when you're talking about the data, I'd love to point that out for you. 70%, and we have put out this data, I might mention, 70% of those aliens who have been arrested under the Trump administration have either pending criminal charges or prior convictions. And Chris, that doesn't even include those individuals who are wanted in their country of origin or a third country for a crime. That doesn't even include human rights abusers, gang members, known or suspected terrorists, someone who has an Interpol notice against them. That's not even included in that 70% statistic.
Listen, I hear you. I'm just saying the numbers that I see, it's much closer to like about 35% of them are what the president used to call bad hombres, and 70% are people who are either there with them or have cases for removal, which, yes, is a crime, but it's a misdemeanor, and that's not the messaging from the president about who he was going after.
when we say we're going after the worst, Chris, that's not a talking point. That is the facts on the ground. That is official ICE data, that 70% statistic. I'm sure people have been twisting and cherry-picking a lot of the data, as you've mentioned before. But we haven't even addressed this other huge piece of this, is that nobody actually needs to be arrested at all. The U.S. taxpayer has very generously offered those in this country illegally a free flight home, a $1,000 exit bonus, and that preserves these individuals the potential opportunity to return to the United States the right legal way. But if you don't do that, if you don't self-deport, then arrest and deportation is very much on the table.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.